Here's what you should know about your local housing market in this week's Market Update. I'm coming across a lot of people who are surprised to hear and see bidding wars still happening, serious bidding wars still happening on houses. A lot of the media and sentiment is talking about home buyer demand declining, interest rates not going quite as low as people want, and buyers holding off because of that. They're hearing that the market's shifting more towards a seller, or more towards a buyer's market. However, I will attest to that buyer demand is noticeably down from a year or two ago. However, we're still seeing many bidding wars. We're still seeing record home sale prices. We're seeing home values continue to rise. Not every home is a bidding war. Do have a little bit of caution. However, most of the homes that are good, solid homes are selling for over asking price, substantially over asking price, with serious bidding wars. And that is because of low inventory, astronomically low inventory. You might not be competing against 20 people for that house. You might just be competing against one or two, but all of those people have been searching desperately for a house. Know that if they miss out on that opportunity, the odds of another good house coming on the market soon are slim. So let's jump into the stats this week and show you just what the situation is looking like in terms of our inventory shortage. So this past week, looking at Morristown, Chatham, Madison, Harding, Mars Plains, Mendham, Chester, Bernardsville, Basking Ridge, and Randolph, we saw 28 homes come on the market this past week. 28 of those were single family houses and 10 of those were condos or townhouses. So some good news there. A greater portion of those were single family houses, which is where more of that demand lies. And that is a 27% increase of new homes coming on the market over last week. So that is some good news. We saw the highest average list price this past week in Madison at $3,050,000. Total inventory, total homes actively on the market, that is down 9% over last week. That's 214 homes actively on the market. And if we break it down town by town, the number of homes actively on the market is down in every town we're looking at except for Bernardsville. So, a lot of times when we've seen a shift one way or the other, we've seen a pretty even split amongst the towns we look at. This week, it's down across the board except for Bernardsville. Homes sold this past week, we saw 19 homes sell. That is a 14% decrease over last week. Average list price of these homes was $1,086,000. Average sale price was $1,121,000. So this past week, we saw homes sell for an average of 4.2% above list price. And once again, the past few weeks we've seen, when we break it down by town, about half of the towns selling above list price and half of the towns selling below list price. This past week, all but Chester sold above list price. So this past week, we saw homes that sold in Chester sell for 3.4% below the list price. However, every single other town we're looking at sold at or above list price. Anywhere from Madison, where homes sold at list price, up to Mendham, where homes sold for an average of 14.3% above list price. We also saw Chatham, where homes sold 11% above list price. So we are still seeing some very strong bidding wars, strong numbers in those sale prices. Average days on market for these homes that were sold was 26 days. That's a 6% decrease over the prior week. And now under contract, while incomplete data because the sales have not closed, it is the most current data because these are homes that just reflect the current market, just went under contract. So we saw 41 homes go under contract this past week. That's a 17% increase over last week. Big reason for our reduction in total inventory. Average list price of these homes was $1,033,000, and the median days on market for these homes was 18 days, which is a 37% decrease over the prior week. So inventory is a little bit rough right now, and that's not great, especially going into a season that is typically especially low in inventory. So I've talked to, and I'm talking to a lot of home sellers who are planning to sell and getting their homes ready for spring. I understand that for a lot of people, that's a more convenient time to sell because they're not dealing with the holidays, they're not dealing with the cold weather. However, looking at these low inventory statistics, if you are considering selling your home and you are thinking that spring is the right time, I would strongly recommend considering moving that up a little sooner. You have very low competition right now. So while a lot of people are thinking, let's wait till those interest rates come down, let's wait till the weather warms up, let's wait till the holidays are out of the way, your inventory, your competition is very, very low right now. You might want to strongly consider pushing that up to selling your home in the next few months. Home buyers, same thing. There's a lot of talk about, even though inventory is very low, I see a lot of buyers saying they're holding off to the spring too. A lot of the homes that I'm currently selling, I have a lot of people come to the open houses saying that they're starting to consider moving. They're not ready yet. They're looking to the spring as well. So I'm expecting a very busy spring, but I would say buyers and sellers, if the spring is in your plans, do consider moving that up a little sooner. I know buyers' inventory is light, but your competition is probably going to be even greater once the spring hits. So let's start having those conversations now. If you're thinking about spring, either consider moving it up or at the very least, get ready. Let's get your home ready. Let's get the photos done. Let's get your pre-approvals for those buyers and put a budget and plan into place so that you're able, if you are going to wait till the spring, let's pounce early spring before your competition comes into the market. So thanks so much for checking in with me. I hope you have a great weekend. I'll catch you guys again next week.